how do we know what happens after someone has clicked on our ad? Because build for 30 minutes instead of 5 hours, and then you can always expand later. The difference what I'm talking about is fancy, and Canva obviously in 20 seconds templated with like just lots of text. Boom. My talk today, this picture was taken in Bali somewhere I believe, is about $1 million clicks, very clickbaity, I know. Digital ads that deliver. I'm going to talk today about basics, about some tracking stuff, about creatives, visuals, about how to target your customers, about how to have good clarity, your whole funnel, and then we're going to have a hot seat interaction with you guys. Who's in the room? Has anybody ever run ads before? Put your hands up. Quite a lot of people, okay. Is anyone running ads right now? Like today you have a campaign live. Cool. Yeah, okay, nice. I'm gonna need you later. Any fellow marketing colleagues? Daniel, over there, Isabel, nice, okay. Please don't judge me too hard, okay? And freelancers, sign up. Freelancers. Okay, and now business owners. Okay, and then who's the other people? Employed or like, what do you guys do? Nice, okay, cool. So the goal of this presentation is to bring value to all of you. We have all different kind of levels of people here, and I know that ads are a very complicated topic, and I'm trying to bring you from level 0 to maybe a level B+, and hopefully, if you're a marketing expert like a fellow colleague from the world, you're going to have a different perspective to things after this presentation. Maybe we can talk, maybe we disagree, maybe we agree, but I think it's going to be valuable for everyone, especially for people who always thought, my ads are not working yet the way I want them to, or I really want to do ads. I think this is the next step that's going to bring me to my next level in business, but I just don't know how exactly I should do that. Like, what should I start with? And therefore, because this is a workshop, it's going to be 55 minutes long, 50 minutes long, I want you to text me right now if you have questions. Or if you have a landing page, if you have an offer, if you have a screenshot of your ad numbers, and you want to submit it to have someone else take a look at it, me, in the next phase of this workshop, please scan this. I'm going to show the same QR code also later after the main presentation. And then I'm going to read your messages and hopefully interact with you guys. Or if you don't have internet, but you have a piece of pen and paper, does somebody ever do it in this life? Then you can also just write it down and like keep it. I'm going to collect it later. Good? Good? Yeah. All right. Before we start with doing advertisement itself, we need to understand who we want to advertise to. Who do you sell to? It's not only a very important metric in advertising, but also I think in business in general. And this might be broken down to the gender of the people you want to sell to their income, their desires, their age, their location, their problems that you want to solve. And let's take an example. I think, or the thesis I'm going to propose to you is a 35-year-old IT technician living in Frankfurt is going to need a completely different approach to a pet sitting service, and maybe a different colored website, maybe a different copy, maybe a different offer even, than a young girl from Berlin that wants to have her pet taken care of. Maybe, and that's like, let's not get political, it's only a thesis, but maybe the older guy in IT wants to have it very efficiently in blue and white colors. He wants it broken down simply. We're going to pick up your dog for a flat fee of $295. We're going to take care of it. We're going to return it to you. We're going to bill your car. We're going to send you notifications on your phone and blah, 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 blah. Whether the other person might think, oh, they're going to take care of my dog. It's going to feel like it's in its own home. Maybe like some different colors in the website representing that. So it's also very important not to even how you're going to do ads, but how you present yourself as a business in whole. And that introduces me to push and pull marketing, because these kind of people might be searching for your product or not searching for your product on different platforms. Push and pull is, there's going to be a lot of marketing jargon today, so I'm really going to try to break it down as simply as possible. My marketing colleagues are probably going to know what push and pull means, but if you guys don't know, the best alternative to explain it is inbound and outbound marketing. Have you heard of that? Okay, so what are typical outbound marketing tools? Email? What else?
Cold calls.
Cold calls? Flyers, posters. Maybe we are door to door. We are walking into a door, we're knocking a door. That's also outbound marketing. And inbound marketing is maybe there's a banner flying somewhere, like hanging somewhere, and we have a phone number in there and the customer is calling us. Maybe we have a Google Maps profile and people are searching for it, and then we're going to getting an inbound lead. So it's the same within the advertising world. Push and pull is basically defined by, is there demand and people are already searching for whatever you're selling and we can do ads on this specific thing or not yet? Best example, I'm scrolling pathetically at 9 p.m. in my bed and I did not want to see an ad, I'm consuming content, but then I see an ad for Nomad Cruise. I might click, might not click. This is push marketing. So we are pushing our message, our offer, our creative, might be a video, might be a picture, into a crowd of people, assuming they are the right people to see whatever we have to offer. On the other hand, pull marketing is if somebody located in a very specific area in Berlin is searching for a car mechanic services nearby. Right now, he's on his phone at 7:25 a.m. looking for car mechanics, and that's where we show our ad. So we pull whatever already exists. The best platforms for that are, on the left-hand side, all your typical Meta, YouTube, Snapchat, TikTok, Instagram, and so on. And on the other hand side, we have search engine advertisement platforms like Bing, like Google Ads, like search engine optimization, which also captures intent, Amazon Ads, YouTube as well. But we are going to break it down today to the biggest two, to Google Ads and to Facebook. In short words, push creates intent, let it go through your head, and pull captures intent. This is going to be the basic overview first. So to keep you up and running, to make you feel like you understand the whole process of what needs to be done to have ads running. Let's say you've created an ad, you've chosen a platform, you know your ideal customer profile, you've created the ad yourself. You also need to set up tracking. A lot of jargon, conversion tracking, in simple words, is how do we know what happens after someone has clicked on our ad? So people are scrolling, they see our ad, they might click, they might not click, they click, and now? Did they submit a lead form? Did they purchase from us? Like, did actually something happen after we have spent money on it or not? And I call it valid and invalid data. And valid data is not cost per clicks, which is, for my marketing fellow colleagues, of course, very important, but not as important as what I'm about to say. Not cost per clicks, not cost per views, not impressions, not the amount of clicks you've gotten in general, but what is it? What is the most important metric in business, people? Money! Did we make monies? And that's very vague, right? Because, like, okay, did we make money? Somebody clicked on my ad. I don't know if I made money or not, but that translates into leads, into purchases, into calls, into booked calendar appointments. I've audited lots of accounts in the past 3 years, and I would say that 80% of what I've audited were accounts without any conversion tracking or with very poorly set up conversion tracking. And that's understandable. Like, there's business owners that might have heard of Google Ads and they can, like click a few buttons and, the first ad is already running. But having the technical knowledge to set it up properly, that's a little bit harder. And that takes sometimes either a lot of money or a lot of time. And you're just like, yeah, whatever, it's gonna just run and it's gonna work. And only 20% of clients of audited were like having a proper setup. And the problem is, if you are doing ads or you don't have conversion tracking, you're literally flying blind. You're giving this shitloads of money to a platform, besides the fact that the platform then cannot optimize for the correct people because you're giving them the data. These are the people that are signing up, and those are not the ones that are signing up. You don't know which, did offer A work better than offer B? Did landing page A work better than landing page B? You just don't know. Have you ever seen an ad like this? For the people in the back, it says, "We are great, so cool, 5 years of experience X, Y, and Z, 125 created nonsense, zillion trust, this is our slogan, please buy," and the big logo always. Yeah. Just another corporate ad, I call it. Do you like people click on those ads? I don't.
If they would write bullshitting, I think they are cool. But
Yeah. So I'm not a fan of those ads. I'm a fan of simple ads versus those fancy created ads of matching colors and the slogan and everything is in the CI of the company and everything looks like so Volkswagen and stuff. But people always forget that you're not Volkswagen. Like the people sitting here are not Coca-Cola and not McDonald's that can do ads in millions and millions and billions of dollars, and people are going to recognize you because you're red and your logo is golden. Like it just doesn't work for you the same way. And I found in my experience that simple advertisement works a ton times better than having a fancy video recorded. And I'd rather have it done in 2 minutes in Canva and launched in 5 minutes on the Facebook Ads Manager than sitting for 2 hours and creating this video or booking like recording studio and creating the content. It takes a lot of time. A great offer is key to a well-working ad. And it might be the shittiest ad you've ever seen. If it's formulated in a simple, broken down language to serve to the correct people, it's always, probably, always going to overperform your fancy produced video. So let's say you have a co-working space in Ericeira, and you have this beautifully edited video of people working, networking, Friday after 5 p.m. drinks, and people with surfboards and salty hair running to the co-working space to work under a beach full of palm trees. I think that probably will convert. Like I will see it and be like, yeah, that's the kind of community I want to. Like that's exactly what I need to my life today. But I assume that if I would be sitting in Ericeira on my 1 week in Portugal, scrolling through Instagram and seeing a picture saying 50% off, ooh, nice, something is half free. Nomads, yeah, that's me. Co-working pets, yeah, I like co-working. This week only, oh my God, it's already Friday. It's like I can get this deal only for the next 2 days. I'd probably rather click and book your co-working pass out of 50 other co-working spaces than if I would just see a video with your logo on it. No one's gonna remember that. Picture and text over a fancy video. So 2 ads. Yeah, it's in German, don't care, like that's not about it. One, me, this year, recording studio, lots of money, lots of work, writing the scripts. There's some B-roll footage. The editors cost a lot of money because I speak German, so immediately prices are higher. Me, like some B-roll footage, everything is just super fancy. And on the left-hand side, we have a picture.
How many seconds is the video?
The video is, so that's an educational video, but it's like, I don't think, like 50, 60 seconds, but I've also had case studies, testimonials, book a call now for like 15 seconds or whatever. Doesn't matter. The difference, what I'm talking about is fancy and Canva, obviously in 20 seconds templated with like just lots of text. Boom. So there's also a cat picture. The interpretation, thank you for asking, the interpretation is 16 euros per lead, 22 euros per lead, and 46 euros per lead with the not fancy, ugly, simple ads versus absolutely 0 with the fancy produced video.
I didn't get it.
So the previous picture shows how much money we had to spend for a different type of visual to receive a lead, so somebody interested in my services. So we have spent 16 euros on a very simple, very ugly, or in this case, there's a red one, 22 euros on the ad to get a customer, or to get an inquiry from a customer at least, or from a prospect.
What was the CPL with the fancy video?
The what?
What was the CPL for the fancy video?
0. Like it didn't work. It didn't work.
And the cost?
The cost? What was the cost?
Eternal. If there's no customer, it's
Yeah. Like no leads with the fence. No leads, no conversions.
And
Okay.
Yeah.
But can you also measure how, if you would have invested?
Yeah, I'm gonna get back to the same example a little bit later. My point is, a strong offer, in this case formulated in a very simple way with text and a background, will always beat fancy branding. And I'm not saying that videos don't work. I'm not trying to say that. Obviously, also videos can work very, very well, and they do work for some of my clients. It's just that I'd rather have it done in 2 minutes and tested it out in 5 minutes than produce the whole video in a day with all of the preparation, all of the editing, and launched it then. In this case, Nomad as well speaks to a very specific kind of user. People read Nomad and they're like, yeah, that's me. Which leads me to creative. So the visual is your new targeting. Who wants to know how to sell to nomads? Hands up. There's lots of nomad servicing clients, businesses sitting right here. Has anyone tried to run ads for nomads? I did.
Has anyone tried
to run advertisement to sell to nomads? So if you go to targeting options in Facebook, which is like a setting that you need to select, I want this specific group of people to see my ads today. There is no way of selecting remote workers, digital nomads, remote employees, location independent people. There is no way to do that. We're just too small of a group. We're too fresh. It doesn't exist yet. But if I put into the picture, aesthetic dentists, even though I cannot select this targeting group on Facebook, only dentists are gonna see my ad. If I'm gonna say in the video, hey dentist, do you have the problem with constant new leads and keeping your calendar full or no shows or whatever, Meta, or the algorithms of all the other platforms, are gonna analyze whatever I'm saying and are gonna serve the ads to the correct people. Creative is your new targeting. So in the case of this ugly red picture that I've shown you earlier, it said on a complete top, ideal customer profile. So it said, I don't know, physiotherapists or beauty cosmetic studio owners, take care, attention. And I only got leads from beauty studio owners and no other leads. And then people who are sitting here right now, who of you have thought of starting ads, but you just feel like it's not the right moment right now, you don't have some free up budget, it might be a little risky? Yeah? Okay, cool. I get it. Some of you even have been scammed by previous agencies. Especially in Germany, very popular, signing a client for 6 or 12 months and then reporting every month how many clicks we got. Horrible. And by charging 4,000 a month. The good thing about digital ads is that they drive near instant feedback. If you launch a Google ad with one specific keyword, one specific area, you could monitor it every hour. What happened? Somebody clicked, then they went to this landing page, and then nothing happened. Okay, maybe I'm not doing the correct thing exactly right now. Back to your question, the ugly ads that were spending money have generated leads after 120 euros of total ad spend. So you need $100 to test your ad. Does anyone have $100 free right now to be like, okay, I'm willing to gamble and spend 100 euros to sell my service? Would you do that? Yeah. Doesn't sound that risky anymore, huh? And it works. Because the goal is not to hit a home run. We don't want to build this huge system, go to a recording studio, record all of this thing, buy a whole website, record all of this amazing, huge stuff, prepare all of those ads, and then sit there and wait and be like, oh, so we spent 200 euros right now, we still didn't sell anything, that's very risky, I cannot do this anymore, I'm actually bankrupt. That sucks. The goal is to spend the first 100, to see what happens after that, iterate, and start a new one, and hit it again, and again, and again, and again. And you might not have the best results or any results from your first try, but I guarantee you will after the third try. And you're gonna be smarter, you're gonna learn what it means to actually run ads, you're gonna iterate by yourself, you're gonna have a better understanding how your business, how your offer works, and how the people that are interested in your stuff will work. And even if this is gonna be bad leads and bad calls, you're gonna educate yourself, you're gonna talk to the people, that was not the right thing, maybe I should change this and that. That's why it's so important.
You need 100 to have 3 different ads or 3 different platforms?
So the main goal of this was to communicate to you. You just need 100 euros to test the first idea out. How many ads, etc. We can go for one single example after the presentation, okay? But yeah, one ad, $100, you can test it. Because the truth is, you don't know. You don't know if it's going to work or not. Even if you have iterated and you have tested and researched all of this stuff and you have interviewed lots of people and you think you understand your product and you think you understand your ideal customer and this must work, and then it still doesn't work because you don't know. And the truth is, I don't know either. And the agency you hire doesn't either. I mean, of course, we know after a couple of years of experience that this set of creatives, these templates usually work better than the other things. And I probably can tell you, hey, this is gonna work definitely better than whatever you're having right now, just based on, you know, trying it out in the past. But maybe Trump's gonna say some bullshit again tomorrow and the whole market's gonna crash down and we're gonna run ads. We don't know. Maybe Mars or some maybe somebody laid the wrong tarot cards in the morning. Who knows? That actually works like that. Like what works for one client and I'm selling to the other client, and because I'm confident in it right now, right? Like, yeah, I've done it. Like it brings leads and suddenly it doesn't work and you're sitting there like, fuck, I've done everything correct as an agency owner. Like everything was supposed to go well. You just need to test the hell out of it. Test, and never stop testing. If you're running ads and you're not testing, you're dead. We have a few examples of one ad working for many months, for many weeks, for many years, which does not mean you should stop testing. That's like one account of lots of ads that we're just scrolling through, one file for every month, for every year, for lots of creators that we're testing for one client. You constantly need to test. Because there's also a thing called ad fatigue. I mean, Google tells you your ad is shit all of the times. That's just their business model. But Facebook actually has a very precise thing called ad fatigue. So they're basically measuring stuff like thumb scroll rate on all of this crazy stuff that we don't even know about. Like there's a lawsuit against TikTok because they're using your Face ID camera to measure your eye movement, which part of the screen you're looking to. So they can tell, hey bro, you've run this ad now for 2 weeks in like this very tiny city. We can tell that the same people are not reacting in the same way to this ad anymore. Change it. That's why invest time, first of all, in your offers, in the way you talk about your offers, in the messaging, and then into the visuals, because that's the lever that can make or break your whole ad campaign. Okay, and what after the ad? Okay, Danny, you've talked a lot about creating the actual ad itself, and then what? Like, do I send people to my website? Do I send people to, I don't know, a phone button or whatever? The answer as well is, well, test everything out. But the typical examples that probably most of you know is a landing page. So you know, people click on an ad, and there's this very minimalistic, broken down version of a big website for this specific offer, which is like trying to bring you to this one action, to buy or to sign up or whatever, maybe directly to a lead form, maybe it's a lead form on the landing page, maybe it's straight a calendar booking, maybe it's a calendar booking after a form on a landing page, we don't know. I'm a very big fan of simple, especially if you're guys starting out. So I'm saying complex funnels kill performance. Because build for 30 minutes instead of 5 hours, and then you can always expand later. Same thing as I said with the simple Canva ads. I'd rather have it done in 2 minutes and tested it out, because that's all you need to test your offer, instead of being like, okay, but I have the ad and I'm gonna have the landing page and people are gonna sign up to the form, but if they're gonna answer yes here, then I'm gonna bring them to a different questionnaire because there's some conditional logic, and then we're gonna, after they buy here, set a tripwire, maybe upsell them for $12 more, and it's so exciting because you're like, oh my God, I see this thing, I'm gonna make a lot of money. I call it the great idea disease. I bet lots of business owners know exactly what I'm talking about. It's this, oh my God, I want to do everything at once right now. But it's just friction and lots of confusion for something that doesn't need any friction or any confusion. Clarity is very important. If you promise a free PDF, give the people a free PDF. I know some of you might be like finding it very funny, but it's not that obvious to many people out there. No friction and no confusion. If your ad says get a free consultation, then your landing page must say get your free consultation. This is funny because it's not the same thing here. That's not. Then book a consultation. The same call to action everywhere, because you don't want to confuse the people. No friction and no confusion. Because consistency builds trust and reduces drop-off. Drop-off is when people click on your ad and or whatever, they go onto your website and they look at it and like, no, I don't understand or whatever, and they close it again. Or maybe in the funnel, somebody bought or was about to buy, and then they don't buy, that's a drop-off. Even if you sell temporarily. Real-world examples. Many people know remote base. Some sauna ad. One of those that I showed before. Some investments. Terrace roofing. Athens Nomad Fast. And also a newsletter. They're all quite simple, I'd say. Actually, no videos in here at all. And they all work. They all work like a charm. Produced in 2 minutes and launched in 5. Of course, not always, but after a couple of iterations they do. Why am I showing client ads to you? Because I believe that there is nothing new under the sun. And actually, I even encourage you to go and inspire yourself from your competition. There is the so-called meta ads library and the Google Ads Transparency Center. So the ad platforms are supposed to have transparency. Who does ads for what copy are they using, what landing pages are they using. That's the way that Turkish lawyers make money in Germany, by the way. They just find all of the loopholes and then they send you some mail like you did this wrong because we found it here and documented with screenshots. But you can also go there, you can type in a keyword, a location, or maybe the whole landing page of your competitor and be shown all of the ads they have run, when they were turned on and when they were turned off. Now a little bit more advanced stuff. I feel like I hopefully have picked people up that were not doing any ads yet. Maybe now you have a better idea. And now the space is very fluctuant and changing in the past few years with AI, with all of this privacy stuff in Brazil, California, specifically in the European Union, the GDPR. It's getting harder to get as much data as possible. And as I've told you earlier, that's very, very, very important to have as much data as possible to be able to run a good business with ads. Does something work? Does something not work? We have the cookie consent banners in the GDPR, so those little things that pop up that say, hey, we're going to track you here and there. We are having the iOS update 14.6 like a couple of years ago that broke some businesses. Actually, people went like, oh shit, I don't make any money anymore. There's ways around that. There's the server-side tracking and lots of other stuff that is very important to understand and to do. But this is all not important if you're not running ads for above like 5,000 euros a month. Just forget it. But if you do, there's a Q&A just after that. My provocative take is it's a big scam. Don't photograph this. don't do this. That is just made to punish small businesses and big companies always know a way around that, and do everything compliant as with your taxes, and then you're going to be fine. What did we just cover? A small recap. Where do I start? So who am I going to even show the advertisements to? What platform should I even use? Like, do people actually actively search for whatever I'm selling already? So they might just use Google Ads. Or maybe I have this innovative product or like something very visual appealing, so maybe use Facebook or Instagram. How to make your offer clear. Okay, if I say book a consultation, then also present it on the landing page, book a consultation. This is the price, this is the customer I'm working with, this is the exact offer. Creative can be your new targeting. Just by saying out loud who you want to sell to, the algorithm will be smart enough to identify who to show this ad to. Simple mostly beats fancy, at least efficiency-wise. Small budget is okay. The page must match the ad, and conversion tracking is very, very important, very important. And here you can get a free checklist that was done like in one night. So marketing fellow people don't look through it, but it basically has all of the links to these platforms that I was talking about included. It talks also about how do I even find out about keywords, how can I research stuff better, and gives you maybe a couple of ideas of how to exactly go through the same process I was just talking about. And also has a very small little conversion tracking guide as well if you want to try to set it up for yourself. And before we continue to the Q&A, I would like to get some credibility as well. This is Chris, not this Chris, the other Chris. Chris runs Remote Base. I've met Chris 3 years ago in Chiang Mai when I became a digital nomad, and we were really, really good friends since then. And then we started working together, and Chris's business doubled in 1 year. Be Chris.
Because of you?
Because of ads. might have been a different person, not only me. My point is, do ads. If you're hesitating right now, if you should start this one first ad, do it. Burn the 100 euros. Burn the 200 euros. Or invest. I have a couple of sample Q&A questions here, but what I would really like to do is actually go into a hot seat kind of interaction. We have 22 minutes left, which is, there is people here that run ads already, so I would like to prioritize them. If you have a specific use case, maybe even numbers, maybe a landing page we could take a look at, and you want some live feedback on it right now, I would really want to start with you guys. No one?
Can I ask something before?
Yeah.
Can I
Yeah.
ask something before? My question is, if you do perfect advertisement, but nobody buys, when do you think your product is shit?
Yeah, so that's a very important point, actually. Nothing's going to help you if your product sucks. Yeah, that's very important to understand. If you're going to sell online tarot reading and you're going to not have the credibility of a good tarot reader, I believe you're not going to make a lot of money. Yeah. So all ads will break eventually if you suck or your product sucks. That's as easy as it gets. Even if people are going to buy, they're not going to come back, they're not going to recommend you, you're going to get bad reviews, you're going to break your authority, your product must be good. The product must be good though, but sometimes it's maybe just the way you put it in words that makes or breaks sales or doesn't sell your thing.
What is your opinion about brand ads?
Brand ads on, do you hear me? On which platform? Like Google, brand ads?
Any platform. Just invest just in the brands? Or
Like brand awareness?
brand awareness, yeah.
No. No, because you're not McDonald's and you're not Burger King. Like you could potentially do a remarketing campaign for the people who are already have been visiting you and interacting with your content. Then it might make sense to remind them of, hey, by the way, that's me again. You want a book? That would be, but that's also not a brand awareness campaign. A brand awareness campaign that they will also always want to sell you is money burning, because you're not McDonald's, because you're not Burger King that has this, you know, like people see it and like, oh yeah, right, let me eat a burger today. That's not how. That's how brand awareness is supposed to work, but it costs thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars and an established brand. And I think the best way to generate new business is just by going out there and making an ad for the actual thing you're selling.
Do you recommend a platform, or is it always depending on your ideal client?
It always depends. Hello? 1, 2, 3. Whoop, whoop. Oh, okay. Oh, I see. It always, that's good to know. That always depends on the product or service you're using. So if I would always recommend starting with something that there's already demand. So if there's already people out there searching for car mechanic in Berlin, you would be better off starting with a Google ad and running an ad just for this specific people that are already looking for it, because why would you want to reinvent the wheel? But if you have a car mechanic promotion for some, you know, tire changing and the seasonality change, and you make it like a really good offer, you can also start with a Facebook ad or something similar. It really depends. Basically, you can mostly sell everything with everything, but if you like personally prefer to stand in front of the camera, you maybe have a, you know, you want to sit down and do mini offers, and there's now people searching actively for your service online, then you don't really have a choice anyways. It's just push.
Is there any, other than the usual, like how do you find out? I mean, you can go on Google and type and see if there's already something, or YouTube or Instagram, but anything else, how you find out?
Yeah.
Market research or?
Yeah. Can you turn it off? Yeah. So in the guide with the QR code that I've just presented over here, it has a couple of links in it, which are free and paid keyword research tools that are going to already help you to understand. So you're going to basically put in an idea in there, like, hey, sell tarot reading online, and then it's going to show you if people are searching for tarot reading online and similar search terms. And for other research, I would always recommend just, you know, do your own thing. Go on Instagram and look for people that are doing something similar to you, and then maybe check if they're running ads with the ad competitor platforms, so the transparency centers, and then see what they're doing and maybe try to copy and iterate.
question about a free challenge, because I ran a 3-day challenge like a month ago, and then this was the time that I was running ads to this with an upgrade before the challenge started. And my outcome that I want to achieve is to make this self-liquidating, so that the VIP tickets kind of like cover the ad costs, so then there's little risk during the challenge. And I did 50% organic, 50% paid, and all of the revenue came from organic. So I want to figure out what you think the pain point could be, why no one who from the paid ads bought the upsell.
Okay, let me recap what you said. You have a 3-day challenge. Yeah, you can just talk without the mic. I can hear you from here. So you have the 3-day challenge. It's a self-liquidating offer. So your goal is to make people pay for the ticket to cover your ad costs.
Yeah. So the event itself is free.
Yeah.
But then there's a VIP upgrade.
Okay, I see. Yeah, like get the recordings or whatever, and then you can. Yeah. Okay, I see. Okay. And then, well, how did you measure where your revenue came from? You said organic and 50% paid. How do you know? Yeah.
So that was through like the pixel.
Okay, so you have the numbers in analytics or in Meta itself.
Yeah.
So you see that your revenue came in because on your bank account it shows $100,
Yeah.
but the ads show 0.
Yeah. So what we did is we tagged the people through different form. So anyone who signed up.
Okay. So organic people had a different form than the paid. Okay, that's a very smart way to do it.
Yeah.
So that really depends on how exactly you have run the ad itself. But how much was what was the pricing for the upgrade?
37.
Or so you didn't get any free signups either?
I had a bunch of free signups.
From the ads?
Yeah, so I had 150 organic, 150 paid. So it was honestly like a proper 50-50 split. And then all of the VIP upgrades came from organic.
Okay.
And all the conversions at the end also all came from organic.
Yeah.
So before we figure out like the offer, I first wanted to be self-liquidating, because then I can test for free.
Yeah, I see. Okay, that's very interesting. Well, with social organic social traffic, I assume like Instagram and Facebook or whatever. So people already know you, and then they sign up for your stuff, and then they're probably gonna buy rather from you because they already know you from this organic stuff. So they probably watch multiple videos of yours. And what I would probably try to do first is try to reactivate or sell to the paid ads people in a little bit of a different way. Maybe an email sequence after the free event telling them, hey, we have this new thing, this VIP thing where you can get the recordings or whatever, or before that, and try to like maybe make them consume some more content before the event. So you could run a campaign that would have the goal of watching 75% of the video, let's say, for example, or getting a follow on your profile. So nowadays we call this the profile funnel.
Yeah, I have that already.
Yeah, you have that already.
There is like a nice email sequence, like indoctrination, all of those things, but then still there's no conversion.
Okay, that's interesting. Would you be open to trying running not a free event, but like a $5 event? So my idea behind this thinking is, so if you tell Facebook, optimize for add to cart, then it's gonna find you people that are gonna add to cart and not buy. It's gonna get you lookers. But if you tell Facebook optimize for purchasers, it's gonna actually find you purchasers. Yeah. So it might be that it's just actually getting you people that are not willing to spend money at all because it's free.
Yeah, so we targeted on the one you say. So we targeted the people who were willing to buy. So I was willing to spend a little bit more per lead, but then I wanted those people. So that's also what we already done.
But my point is maybe it would potentially be worth a try to make it like a $1 sign up or like a $5 sign up instead of free, to like just try it out with like, I don't know, 50 euros or the same amount of budget that you spend on the free stuff, to see if that will make the, like maybe you're gonna get less signups, but therefore more people are gonna upgrade later, and maybe you're gonna even make the money back immediately from your initial ads. Does it make sense? Do you understand?
Yeah, I do understand. Yeah, I do understand what you're saying.
Yeah, or instead of running a cold ad straight to your sign up, you could run first an ad for people to consume your other content that it's not selling, like the profile funnel basically, And then, so like, yeah, I'm talking to the camera, I'm nice, like this is how I help people with talks, and this is my credibility, and this is like stuff.
Yeah.
And then you remarket the people that have interacted with this first ad,
Yeah.
and then you show them like testimonials and blah, blah, blah. And then the third is to sign up for the free event. Maybe that's gonna pre-warm them up a little more and like get to know you a little
That's
better.
a good idea. So,
To like simulate the organic path.
so imagine if I do another event, like a 3-day event, then before running ads to the free event, we
Mhm.
first run ads to, let's say,
Your content in
yeah,
general, yeah.
my content, or like a very
Yeah.
low ticket
Yeah.
offer.
Yeah.
Let them consume that, and then do retargeting ads to that group that
Yeah.
then join the free
Yes,
challenge.
yes,
Okay.
yes, that's the idea. That's what I mean by the profile funnels. There's this new strategy to keep people on one platform, and especially in the coaching businesses or like some kind of one-to-one mentoring stuff. It's very important to have credibility, and everybody's a life coach, especially if they're younger than me. I'm too old to be a life coach, and so people just don't trust it anymore, right? And what I see more and more people talking about and trying it out themselves, and I also tried it out, is to have 3 different types of content. You have educational content, which is just talking into the camera, or like photos of this is how you do this is how you do that. And then you have the second type of content, which is credibility, which is like, hey, we've done this for client X and got this returned. No selling. You don't sell. You're just like testimonial, case study, another testimonial, another case study. And then the third type of content is a soft call to action, which could be, hey, check out the free event we have here. You don't even say sign up for the free event. You just say, yeah, we have this free event running right now. And then you show people first the first content, then you show the same people that just watched all of the first content, the second content, and then you pitch them a soft call to action. And like that, you slowly build a list, and then you can experiment with like different types of content and interchanges to try to simulate this organic thing.
Yeah. Okay.
At the same time, you're going to generate likes and followers, which is going to also increase your trustability on the platforms. That's a very niche case, actually. If you have the ad numbers, maybe it would be nice to look over it.
Yeah, I have that.
You have them?
Numbers,
Yeah.
how much you invested is very relevant. What did you try with $100 or with 1,000? Like that's super relevant.
Yeah,
No.
yeah, that's true. Like how much money was spent for the... But I mean, it's still, I think it's enough to know that you have 150 free signups for the paid ads, but they did not convert to a VIP ticket, but the organic people did. I think it's already...
Yeah, that's the main problem.
Yeah. So what could also be is an attribution problem. So an attribution problem is when platforms are fighting against each other to steal the attribution to the sale, which is like Google and Meta are going to be like, no, this purchase came from my ads. No, this purchase came from my ads, which might be not the case in your case, especially if you had 2 different forms. But maybe you did indeed have purchases for the upgrade from the ads, but you just didn't see it.
No, because I have different forms, so I 100% know.
Okay.
And I'm
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that's a very good way to split it up. Yeah.
Okay, but like basically warm them up a little bit more.
Yeah. Definitely. So I've run ads for Athens Nomad Fest and for the Nomad World, and it's always the way to do it. It's like if it's a big commitment thing, either money-wise or like you need to fly there. That's always helpful to first warm the people up a bit. So people used to always do this before in like warming up the ad account, and we just combine that. We warm up the ad account, but at the same time we warm up the people with already actually relevant content to them, and we make it super broad, and we just retarget and narrow it down more and more and more and more and more. Yeah. Does that help?
Yeah. I also have a question. I always get in trouble finding like I have the same keyword for B2C and B2B.
Oh yeah.
That's a problem for me in Google Ads.
So
right now.
you could do audience segmentation. So in Google Ads you have audiences, and normally what we do is always set them to observation first. So you click through all of these audiences, like parents with children that are young, parents with children that are a little bit older. You click through all of the stuff, interest in banks and finance and newspapers, all of the stuff, and you leave this on observation. And then for like a couple of months, and then you wait. And then if you still see that the B2B leads are low quality or like B2C people in the B2B funnel, you kill some of those audience segments and you set it to only show the ad when people are looking for this keyword, only if they are in audience segments tax software So like more like B2B stuff, or like frequent travelers potentially. There's other business software as well, like prints and stuff, and then it could potentially help. But sometimes it's also just the landing page copy. So I would maybe also try to position it more as a B2B service on a landing page, and then this could maybe disqualify people or pre-qualify them in the funnel. So if you have a lead form, what I found out is a very nice way to make people interact and sign up for the form and become better customers and show up on the call. It's not to just have a pure lead form, but have like a couple of slides of questions, like where do you want your sauna to be built? Like does it need to have panoramic windows or not? You know, even though it's completely irrelevant to sell because we're going to ask them the same questions on the phone first, but you could also disqualify people there.
I will try it. Yeah.
Potentially. Welcome. We have 7 minutes left. I see people have submitted something, and it's very nice, but I honestly think it will be a little bit, I underestimated how the hassle is going to be with the laptop and like looking at the landing pages. So if you guys, thank you, a couple of messages, actually appreciate it. Then just come to me after that and we can always sit down, maybe make a meetup if you want, and then actually look at it in a smaller group of people for the ones only interested. How does that sound? Yeah? Okay, nice, I'm going to do that then.
Hi.
Hey.
So I used to work at an agency years ago, but I've been out of the game for a few years. And back then, I know there was a lot of, you used to have very specific structures in like your campaigns, ad sets and ads, and like Facebook ads.
Mm-hmm.
How much has that changed now with AI?
A lot.
And how does, what do you find are the best practices that works best to let the algorithm do what it does best and not get in its way?
Yeah, a very good question. So it gets broader right now. So what I found out was working sometimes better. I've just talked to Tobias like a couple of days about it. He says it's still the opposite for him. So it really depends on the niche you're in and the industry you're in. But I way rather often test complete broad ad sets with absolutely zero targeting, no lookalike lists, no profile visitors, nothing. And with creative ads, like trying to target people with that. And also I found out that segmenting different creatives for different funnel phase of people, like people that are problem aware, not problem aware yet, they are already solution aware, people are ready to buy, people not ready to buy. Normally, back in the days, we would segment it into different ad sets, right? We would be like, okay, we're gonna first show you this ad, and then after you've seen this ad, we're gonna show you this ad. So nowadays, I try more often to put all of those totally different ads into one ad set, and then mentally try not to look at different ad metrics, but look at the whole ad set as one. And then if this works, then it works, even if one ad is not getting any conversions, but the ad set is profitable, because Facebook actually now shows to the same person different ads from the same ad set depending on their stage, on their relevance. So that changed a lot, I'd say. Like the targeting itself changed a lot. But still, it's always worth testing into granular targeting.
So tracking is really important, but sometimes it breaks, right?
Mm-hmm.
You have no clue because you didn't check if
Yeah.
it breaks or not.
Yeah.
So can you maybe
Happens.
elaborate how you check your tracking and like process around if everything is still functioning correctly?
Like troubleshooting step by step. So that always depends. So if you're checking your ad account every now and then and you know you have a running ad and it's more or less stable and suddenly you don't see any conversions happening anymore, then I would be like, oh, okay, I'm alerted, I need to do something about it. Maybe it's just the ads died, or maybe the conversion tracking is off. And or like the same with Google Analytics or like other analytics platforms that you have, or maybe you just don't have any CRM. So sometimes you have a CRM in the background and you have some notifications there. You can run scripts on Google Ads for telling you if something's off. Like you can program it by saying, okay, if no signal in this amount of days, then send me an email. But the troubleshooting process is always it's a very good question. So it always depends on the setup itself. But if it's a very if I can make changes on the website myself as the service person, I go to the Google Tag Manager level first and check if all tags are working correctly. And the first step is always testing a test purchase or lead or whatever myself. So I go into preview mode. I kill all ad blockers and like clear all cookies, clear all cache, maybe take another browser or laptop, and I just try to simulate a user experience. And then if I can see the tracking popping up, then sometimes it's already fixed, sometimes it's not. Sometimes you already find the problem there, like I don't know, maybe the code is not firing anymore, and then you go to the website. That's like, yeah, but always test the action myself first. Mostly from there. It's flexible.
Yeah, you said before, or as you said before, there is a lot of budget going on in the area of coaches, not just life coaches, as you said, but I think business coaches is more or less the same. So if you run ads, for example, for some learning products, like an online course, to put it simple, do you have any experience with like putting it more the way like, hey, this is my product, look like my great product? Or more like, okay, hey, this is me, this is my credibility, and I did a product?
So the only time I had someone selling an online course and it worked, I got lucky. I had one guy that wanted to sell a course and he asked for ads, and we did a very weird thing. I've never done this before. I didn't tell him that, obviously. But we have ran demand gen ads. So we did YouTube. We did YouTube ads, not even like Facebook or something, but only YouTube. And it was mostly like a 20-second videos of him saying, so he was selling an Amazon FBA course for Russian speakers in Germany, very niche. And he was basically talking in Russian, and the targeting was in Germany, talking like, hey, you want to earn money online, this is how we did it. And then like, there was a mix of everything, but in one video. So it was like a hook, and then a main part where he was giving himself credibility and like, showing some numbers. And this is how it's gonna be structured in the course, sign up for free now. So that was the way we did it. And it worked very well. We got leads. Sometimes they converted, sometimes they didn't. But I think if you have an online learning program right now and you already have a social media presence, I would suggest what I suggested over here in the first part with a profile funnel. Like not pitching, not selling content and doing ads with that first to try to get more of credibility and following, and then retarget people, maybe show them your the deeper course, maybe sell a part of the course first for a low price, stuff like that. Does that answer your question?
More or less, yeah.
If it doesn't, then correct me, I might have got lost somewhere. Okay, thank you. Yeah.
Okay, thank you so much. Please put your hands together, give a warm round of applause. Danny. Great job.
Thank you, appreciate it. Thank you guys.